There are moments in life when the smallest observations become the greatest teachers. A single leaf falling into a river, a drop of rain touching dry soil, or an ordinary household experiment can quietly reveal truths that extend far beyond what the eyes first perceive. Today we reflect on a curious observation: the mixing of salt and urine, not as a promise of hidden powers or miraculous discoveries, but as an invitation to observe nature with patience, humility, and wisdom. The human mind often rushes toward conclusions. It wants immediate answers and dramatic explanations, yet genuine understanding grows slowly, like a tree that strengthens its roots long before it spreads its branches. When salt is introduced into urine, physical and chemical changes may occur depending on concentration, temperature, and the minerals already present. Tiny crystals may appear, the liquid may change in appearance, and patterns can emerge that seem mysterious at first glance. These are natural processes, quietly following the laws that govern the material world. The deeper lesson is not found in the crystals themselves, but in the attitude of the observer. If we approach every event with curiosity instead of certainty, we begin to notice details that were always present but previously ignored. Observation without haste is one of the greatest forms of wisdom. Nature does not hide its principles out of cruelty. It simply reveals them only to those who are willing to watch carefully. The power of careful observation, small and ordinary experiments, can teach profound lessons when approached with patience, curiosity, and an open mind rather than rushed conclusions. Many people believe that great discoveries come only from grand inventions or expensive laboratories. Yet some of the most meaningful lessons begin with the simplest observations. A small experiment, such as watching how salt interacts with urine, reminds us that the ordinary world is filled with patterns, waiting to be noticed. The value of such an observation does not lie in making extraordinary claims, but in developing the habit of paying close attention. When the mind is quiet and free from the desire to reach immediate conclusions, it begins to notice details that would otherwise remain hidden. A slight change in color, the appearance of tiny crystals, or a gradual shift over time can all become opportunities to learn. Nature reveals its secrets slowly, rewarding those who observe with patience instead of haste. This approach extends far beyond science. In daily life, careful observation helps us understand our emotions, relationships, and decisions with greater clarity. Instead of reacting quickly, we learn to pause, watch, and understand what is truly happening. This simple practice strengthens wisdom because it replaces assumption with awareness. Every moment becomes a chance to discover something new. Not because the world has suddenly changed, but because our attention has become sharper. Through patient observation, we cultivate a peaceful mind that values truth over excitement and understanding over speculation, allowing even the smallest events to become meaningful teachers. Science over assumption, mixing salt and urine, produces natural physical and chemical changes. But these observations should be understood through evidence and scientific reasoning, not myths or exaggerated claims. when observing a simple reaction such as mixing salt and urine. It is important to let science guide our understanding, instead of assumptions or sensational ideas. Every physical change has a reason rooted in the natural laws of chemistry and biology. Urine already contains water, minerals, salts, and waste products that the body naturally removes. When additional salt is introduced, the balance of dissolved substances changes, and under certain conditions, crystals or other visible effects may appear. These changes can seem unusual, but they do not automatically reveal hidden medical conditions or mysterious forces. A wise observer understands that one interesting reaction is only the beginning of a question, not the final answer. True knowledge grows through repeated observation, careful testing, and evidence that can be verified. History has shown that many misunderstandings began when people accepted exciting stories without examining the facts. At the same time, many important scientific discoveries were made because someone remained curious enough to investigate ordinary events with patience and honesty. This teaches us to value critical thinking over speculation. Rather than believing every claim we hear, we should ask whether it is supported by reliable evidence. By allowing facts to guide our conclusions, we develop a clearer understanding of the world and avoid being misled by appearances. In this way, science becomes not only a method of learning, but also a practice of humility, honesty, and respect for truth. The mind reflects what it holds, just as salt changes the appearance of a liquid. Our thoughts and beliefs shape how we perceive the world. A calm, balanced mind sees more clearly. The way we observe the world is often influenced by the state of our own minds. A simple experiment, such as watching the reaction between salt and urine, can become a reminder that what we carry within shapes what we believe we see. When the mind is restless, it quickly searches for dramatic explanations and may overlook the quiet truth that lies before it. When the mind is calm, it becomes easier to notice details without rushing to judgment. This inner stillness allows observation to become more accurate and thoughtful. Just as adding salt changes the appearance of a liquid, every thought we nurture changes the way we experience life. Fear can make ordinary events seem threatening. Pride can convince us that we already know the answer before we have truly investigated. Desire can cause us to see only what supports our expectations, while ignoring everything else. A balanced mind, however, remains open, patient, and willing to learn from every experience. It does not cling to assumptions or reject evidence simply because it challenges familiar beliefs. Instead, it welcomes understanding wherever it is found. This practice creates wisdom that extends far beyond any single experiment. It teaches us to examine not only the world around us, but also the thoughts, emotions, and expectations within us. By cultivating clarity, patience, and self-awareness, we develop the ability to see reality more honestly and respond to life with greater peace, balance, and understanding. Patience leads to understanding. True knowledge develops through slow, consistent observation, thoughtful questioning, and a willingness to learn instead of seeking instant answers. Patience is one of the greatest companions of true understanding. In a simple observation, such as watching what happens when salt is mixed with urine, the most interesting details may not appear immediately. Some changes happen within moments, while others develop gradually as time passes. A person who expects instant answers may look briefly, decide nothing important has happened, and walk away. A patient observer, however, remains attentive, allowing the process to unfold naturally. This willingness to wait often reveals patterns that would otherwise remain unnoticed. The same principle applies to every area of life. Strong relationships are built over time, not in a single conversation. Wisdom develops through repeated experiences, thoughtful reflection, and the courage to learn from mistakes. Personal growth does not happen overnight, but through many small choices made consistently. When we rush, we often confuse assumptions with facts and emotions with truth. Patience gives us the space to separate appearance from reality. It encourages careful thinking instead of impulsive judgment. Even scientists understand that one observation is rarely enough to reach a reliable conclusion. Every observation offers a life lesson. Even a simple scientific reaction can remind us that wisdom comes from humility, awareness, disciplined thinking, and living in harmony with the natural laws of life.